Welcome to the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Unfiltered laughs, honest conversations, and everything in between.
This is your backstage pass to the best moments from Ryder and Lisa.
On demand.
Powered by Always Plumbing and Heating.
Rough one last night for the Oilers at Rogers Place, 6-2 final to the Ducks.
I'm glad that McDavid at least got a goal. We needed that.
It looked good, too. He kind of looked like he was back.
He came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just with the clip that I watched. And then Hyman getting hit in the face. He looked so mad. The broadcaster said in that moment when they zoomed in on him on the bench, if looks could kill, he was pissed. But imagine finally feeling a little bit better with like a broken nose. Mm-hmm. And then boom, you're bleeding from the face again. I would be so pissed off.
Did I ever tell you the story about my dad's broken nose?
No. I don't think so.
He played for Vermilion College. He played hockey there and ended up fighting a guy, and the guy broke his nose. And so he was out for a game or two recovering. First game back, they play the same team. Dad goes back for revenge.
Oh, no.
And the guy broke his nose again. So, like, you've seen my dad's nose.
I have, yeah.
That is from the same guy, but two different occasions.
It's like one of my toes. I break the same toe every single time. When I have a foot injury, of course, it's the one toe.
I have a pretty funny story about the new Oiler, Trent Frederick.
Okay, so
he's handsome. You'll be pumped to watch him.
Let me see. Show me your computer. Not that it matters. Not bad.
Not bad. You would
Not
be
bad at it.
No, you would be fanning yourself.
Maybe.
I think he's like 6'6". Oh no, just 6 feet.
But on skates.
On skates, he's
That's 6'4".
Apparently, he's a great chirper, so he can get under people's skin on the ice pretty good. Says some funny stuff. This one was a bit more serious. So it's back when he played in the AHL, which is like the feeder league for the NHL.
Yeah, I've dated some guys. I know.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I don't have to take much time explaining.
Yeah, don't mansplain me that stuff.
So in the AHL, you're only allowed to have 10 fights in a season before you start getting suspended for your fights, okay? So one of his teammates gets absolutely demolished. Once again, we're talking about the new Oiler, Trent Frederick. One of his teammates gets just smoked, and it was an ugly hit. It wasn't good. And he went and fought this guy that laid the hit. And then apparently after he fought him, he said, "Just so you know, I have 7 more fights, and I'm using them all on you."
That's awesome.
Which, as soon as I heard that story, I was like, "Oh, this guy's for me. I like this guy.
Yeah.
I hope he's a fit. The Oilers need him. They need to turn things around."
We'll see what happens. We play Montreal tomorrow.
Yeah. What did you do last weekend?
I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly. Harry Styles does. He ran the Tokyo Marathon on Sunday. And actually did surprisingly well. I mean,
really?
I think surprisingly for him and for people that didn't realize he can run like this.
I feel like you need to have the capability to, his breathing techniques.
Right.
Going on tour for so many years and like performing and dancing at the same time.
That's a good point.
He's got it in him for sure.
And he's slender, which I think helps when you're running a marathon. If I was to run a marathon carrying everything I'm carrying, it would be like him with a backpack full of bricks. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he ended up 6,010th.
How many people are in this?
Exactly. So that doesn't sound great.
Yeah, wait a minute.
But there were 37,000 total competitors. So I guess he ended up kind of in the top 6th of competitors.
Good for him.
Yeah, not bad, right? So he did the 26.2-mile race, net time of 3 hours and 24 minutes.
Whoa.
So anybody out there that runs a bit, if you want to set a new goal, beat Harry Styles. Once again, it was 3 hours and 24 minutes he ran the full marathon.
And here I was yesterday being so pumped that I made it to 45 minutes on a little bit of an incline walking on the treadmill. Yeah. I'm not even joking. I was so pumped. I was like, 45 minutes. Nice.
Crushing it.
Yeah.
So here's another way that you can put yourself up against Harry Styles. If you average out his 3 hours and 24 minutes and how far he ran, it equals out to 7 minutes and 47 seconds per mile. So if you're going to go and run on a treadmill,
that's tough.
That's the pace, and he kept that up for the entire time. That was his average.
Well, I was on there for 45 minutes, and I hit 1 kilometer. Just kidding.
It wasn't even a mile.
I wanted to talk about David Beckham for a second.
Bless him.
What are your thoughts on him?
He was my inspo, my fashion inspo.
Okay.
When I was about 12. I was the only kid in my hometown pretty much that played soccer, so I really embraced it.
So you just wore like soccer clothes?
Yeah, like I'd wear pretty much a full kit to school some days, and I'd pull my hair back and wear an elastic band like he used to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, or what would you call that, hairband?
Yeah. Did you have the flow that he did?
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, people are calling that he should be knighted because of how great he is as a person, but also a great inspiration for kids like you were. He also raises bees and chickens. And not only that, he makes pancakes for his entire family. But not only does he make pancakes, he monograms them. So he puts these little papers on them with like the first letter of each kid's name, and then he sprinkles powdered sugar on top.
Which is really cute, but his kids are adults.
Is Harper an adult?
Well, gotta be close.
How old is Harper Beckham? 13.
Okay.
Also, what? You have a 13-year-old. Mm-hmm. How was he your inspiration in elementary school? Things aren't adding up. Is he a vampire?
Well, him and Victoria must have had Harper late because they also have adult children.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. Also, their relationship, goals, never has seemed to be issues with them. What?
Didn't you watch the documentary about them?
Oh my gosh, they fought about one thing about how she said he
cheated on her.
When?
Like back in the day, he got busted. I think he ended up even having to get a trade.
What?
To get away from one of the teams because he
cheated on Posh Spice?
Yeah, that was in the documentary.
God, I don't remember that part. I blacked it out. All right, never mind. I don't want to talk about him anymore. The whole point of this was me talking about how, he deserves to get knighted and he's so wonderful.
Well, but it's pretty easy to be wonderful, too, when you're that rich. Sorry, I don't mean to be the guy that's like, oh, must be nice. But
yeah, we hate that sentence.
You do have a lot of financial freedom to
raise bees and have some chickens and stuff. But he also worked really hard to get there.
Agreed.
But I'll never forgive the Posh Spice thing. I didn't know that.
You watched the documentary with me.
Okay, well, like I said, probably blocked that part out.
Okay. You don't have Netflix right now.
And I really want to watch the Meghan Markle show. She's kind of trying to embrace her inner Rachel Ray, Martha Stewart, you name it.
Okay.
So at-home living, showing how to design your home, decorate it, and cook meals.
It doesn't feel like she's necessarily qualified for all of that.
No, that's what people are saying. It has an awful rating on Rotten Tomatoes so far, 11%. People are roasting it, saying that all she's doing is showing you how to like plate fruit and put boxed spaghetti in a pot. Mm-hmm. At one point, she takes pretzels out of a bag that she purchased them from and moved them to another plastic bag and labeled them.
Which is not great for the environment.
It just didn't really make a lot of sense.
Not necessary, yeah.
She had Mindy Kaling on one episode. Now, I know all this because I'm watching short clips online of that other people are posting. So I don't
have a full assessment.
That is true. There's one particular scene where she's talking to Mindy Kaling.
Who you love.
Who I love. And keep in mind, Mindy Kaling took time out of her day to come and be on your show. That's going to help get people to watch it because some people love Mindy Kaling. Apparently her new show on Netflix that stars Kate Hudson is hilarious.
Okay.
But no, don't have Netflix. Anyway, she starts talking to her about how she shares the last name with her children and that's what family's all about. To Mindy Kaling, who has 2 children and doesn't share the last name with them, I don't think, because we still don't know who the father of the children are. We all think it's BJ Novak from The Office. They're always together.
Okay.
But they don't have the same last name as far as we know. So read the room a little bit. I don't know. It's super awkward. Take a listen to this.
Well, and she also calls her out.
She's like, it's so funny that you call me Meghan Markle. That's not my name. Like, it's kind of rude. And Mindy's face after is like, oh.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now. You have kids, and you go, no, I share my name with my children.
Yes.
And that feels so... I didn't know how meaningful it would be to me, but it it just means so much to go, this is our family name, our little family name.
Well,
Okay, so how it goes is her name now is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Her children are Prince Archie of Sussex, Princess Lilibet, is that how you say it?
Whatever.
Of Sussex. So that's how they say their name now. It's not.
So she expects Mindy Kaling in casual conversation to be like, I can't believe you're having Jack in the Box. Meghan, Princess Duchess of Sussex.
The look on Mindy's face, she's just like, is this chick for real right now? And she's, how about that kind of attitude? It's so funny that you still call me Meghan Markle. We all call you Meghan Markle. All of us.
The world calls you that.
Oh, you know, Mindy in her mind was like, get me off of this set. You decide to decorate your home 90s style. What are some necessary purchases to really make it look like it's from the 90s?
Christina just sent a picture of those clear phones where you can see all the wires.
Yes.
Those were everywhere. We got a blow-up chair.
Okay, the one comment that said, Anne Getty's artwork, Kat wrote, did you also have these all over your home? And it was random babies. And they were like wearing little bonnets and they'd be posing in the strangest things like pots, pretending to be sunflowers, or they'd be in like a little mini bathtub together. And you'd walk around your house as a kid and you'd be like, Mom, you know that you have kids. Like you could easily frame photos of us, but who are these stranger babies everywhere?
I'll go sit in a pot.
Like, what do you want from me? Can you just love me? That is so funny.
I forgot about those.
Did you have those in your home too?
I don't know if we had them because my mom paints about
she's
3 pictures a day.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of our own art. But yeah, no, I remember those everywhere. Do you think they'll make a comeback?
My mom loved them. She'd like freshen up and put up ones for Easter. So they'd be like little bunnies. I'm like, what is this?
Like even the fact in the 90s I was a teenage boy and I know who
Yes.
Ann Geddes is.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wild.
That is so specific.
Speaking of art, let's stay with that. What about those 3D pictures? You ever have those, or the posters, where you'd have to stare at them and like make your eyes go a little weird in order to see what was the picture behind it?
The one specific from the 90s that comes to mind was the black and white one where you had to stare at it for a full minute, then close your eyes and you saw Jesus. Do you remember that?
I don't know if we got into the religious side of the 3D posters, but
anyway, Shelley wrote in saying, every house from the 90s has to have a TV guide on the table and an ashtray.
I commented in the comment section of this post over on our Facebook page with just cigarettes because they were everywhere in the 90s.
I laughed so hard at that one tweet that went viral recently. It was like, I don't think kids these days understand that like back in our day, just everything smelled like cigarettes everywhere. It didn't matter where you were.
It's true.
You decide to decorate your home 90s style. What are some of the necessary purchases? Liz wrote in saying, so many geese. What was with the goose decor? Porcelain geese on the tables.
I could see that making a comeback now with all this national pride here in Canada, right?
That is very
Embrace the goose.
Chantel said, every house had a random elephant or dolphin collection. That just unlocked a memory. The elephant collection. So many people had those on display in their living room. Why? Where were we buying this stuff? That's so funny. Plastic fruit was texted in by Rue. We got another text that if you are making sure that your house is 90s style, you have to have intercoms in each of the bedrooms.
Yeah, we had some intercoms in the house, and it was pretty much just used for Mom to yell to wake us up for school if we didn't get up when she quietly asked us the first time. So it would just be like this overmodulated.
And you're like, what is that? I feel like you'd have to live in a mansion to have intercoms. No. Like my mom, like our bedrooms were right beside each other. She would just be like, get up. Kristen wrote in saying porcelain dolls. What was with all of our mom's obsession with them? Yeah. And then I went for a sleepover once when I was like 11. And this girl at the sleepover said that porcelain dolls come alive at night and haunt your house. And I had to hide all of the porcelain dolls the next day at my house. My sister was like, what are you doing? So thanks for that.
Renee says lava lamps and doorway beads.
Yes.
Talking about 90s decor. If you were going to decorate a full house with it, what would you need?
It's amazing how many people are writing in saying that dusty rose paint or wallpaper was everywhere. Mm-hmm. It was the hottest thing that you could have in your home in the 90s.
And lots of ashtrays. What's up, Lisa?
I remember, and it was like in grade 3 or 4, like we were way too young to be doing stuff like this, making these ashtrays out of some kind. It wasn't the salt dough, I'm sure, but some kind of homemade dough that our teacher would help us make. And we would make these ashtrays for like Mother's Day, Father's Day. I remember giving my grandparents some. And I could not imagine this day and age, kids making ashtrays for their parents.
It's hilarious.
I just picture even like a kid pitching that idea to the IA teacher or art teacher or whatever.
Yeah, back then they're like, that's a great idea. Your parents will love this. It's straight from the heart.
You should put mom with a heart on the side of it.
Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
We are joined by Patrick, hoping to win $1,000. How's your morning going, my friend?
Oh, it's going pretty good so far.
All right. Texter 107, so it's your money to win. Mm-hmm. Who would you like to choose as a teammate today?
Let's go with Ryder again.
How much money did you win with Ryder last time you got through, Patrick?
75.
Ooh, all right.
So close.
No pressure, Ryder. There's a little bit of pressure. Get out of here. All right, Patrick, you know the drill. I'm going to start the 25-second timer after I say the first word. Best of luck.
Yeah.
What comes to your mind when I say strawberry?
Fruit.
Frozen.
Ice.
Oily.
Hair.
Wicker.
Candle.
Creamer.
Coffee.
Whoo, good answers. Ooh, are we going to give away $1,000 today? Hello, Ryder. Welcome back to the studio. These are $1,000 winning words. I'm just saying.
Let's do it then.
Okay. What comes to your mind when I say strawberry?
There are two words. I'm going to say fruit.
That's right, $25.
Kind of wanted to go with milkshake.
Oh. Creamer.
Coffee.
$50. Oily.
Hair.
$75.
Well, I almost wanted to say wrestling.
What?
Oh, no.
No. What comes to mind when I say wicker?
Basket.
Candle.
Get on that one, too.
Oh.
One more word. Can we get to $100? Frozen.
Yogurt.
Ice is what Patrick said. So you got the 75.
75 again.
75 again,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Oh, man.
Heck of a game. Thanks for playing, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again.
Okay, cheers.
Pretty wild story out of Minnesota. There is a possible big legal debate. They're trying to combat deep fake adult videos. So a woman discovered explicit videos created with AI using her family photos.
I don't like this at all.
No. So the bill aims to target companies facilitating this stuff, creating this stuff for, you know what I mean? It's AI creating it, but the people that are punching in that they want it made. Legal experts are warning of potential free speech concerns, though. Can you imagine if a family photo of yours was stolen and used for that? And when you try to make a stink out of it, people are like, well,
sorry,
it's kind of free speech.
You posted a picture of yourself online, therefore we can use this. You know, this makes me think back to 10 years ago and people saying, I'm never going to post my kids on the internet. There's always going to be emojis over their faces. And in your mind, you're kind of like, really? Is it that? This makes sense to me now.
Right. Yeah, it's
It just
gotten to a
does.
point. So advocates argue rapid advancements in AI require additional restrictions, which I think most people would agree with. So we'll see what ends up shaking down.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's a story I just read that I did not like at all, that there's even an argument to that getting taken down. We have another update on Fire Festival 2. If you remember Fire Festival 1, it was a festival so bad that people went to jail over it. Mm-hmm. They didn't have any of the things they promised. They just took people's money, and musicians realized this and canceled before they even went out. They didn't have accommodations, food, beverages, nothing. So
and it
all
was
these people
so
showed up.
hot out, and they had no water for people. So congrats,
mess.
everyone. Anyway, there's going to be another attempt at Firefest.
Yeah, Billy McFarland, the guy that went to jail over the first one, has persistently claimed that number 2 is real. But officials on the Mexican island of, I'm sure I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of this, but Isla Majoris are stating otherwise. That's where he said it was taking place, and they've now went public and said, we have no knowledge of this event nor contact with any person or company about it.
This is what's sketchy, is he's already trying to sell tickets that are $1 million to purchase. Like, you're out of your mind. Nobody is paying that. What could you even get?
Does he want to go back to jail?
Yeah.
Are there people that miss it? Like, maybe he had a best friend in there. Mm-hmm. And he's like, this is the only way I know how that won't, like, physically hurt somebody.
I don't think it's going to actually go through.
Either does the venue location. Post Malone is doing something really cool with his new stadium tour, the Big Ass Stadium Tour.
Yeah, great name, by the way.
With Jelly Roll and Sierra Farrell this summer. There's 10 different spots that they're going.
Okay.
And between noon and 6 at these concerts, there's going to be a traveling tailgate party. It's going to feature live music, food, beer, exclusive merch, carnival games, photo opportunities. The artists are going to pop in every once in a while.
Do you have to have tickets to the concert, or can people buy separate tickets for this event?
I feel like you'll probably need your concert ticket to get into this as well.
See, the only thing that worries me about this, how tired I would be when the concert starts. I'd be falling asleep in my seat.
Especially if you partook in a heavy amount of drinking in the afternoon. Like, there would be the possibility of not really remembering the concert that well if you went a little too hard. Mm-hmm. They're also going to have tattoos by Post Malone's personal tattoo artists. They're going to be set up at these different locations, so you can go and get a tattoo by the same artist that inked Posty.
Well, and he's got to have at least 10. His whole body's full of tattoos.
Isn't this a cool idea, though?
Yeah,
a traveling tailgate for a big outdoor stadium tour.
I knew as soon as there were rumors that he was releasing a country crossover song, I was like, oh, he's making country cool again for kids that maybe didn't care about it before.
Yeah, get them introduced. There's some great music in that genre. Mm-hmm. Anyway, pretty awesome. So the Big Ass Stadium Tour will now feature a traveling tailgate party. I think the closest, or the one that might make most sense if you're going to check this out, is Toronto. It's time for Recommend Something, where we
recommend something. Okay, I made those viral protein bagels yesterday. Unbelievable. Tasted exactly like a bagel should. And all it is to make 4 bagels is a cup of flour, a cup of plain Greek yogurt, and blended cottage cheese, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, a little bit of salt. That's it. Put it in the oven at 375 for 20 minutes. You got to wash it with egg.
Yeah.
And then add the everything seasoning. It tasted like a bagel.
So good, actually.
So good. High protein. Delicious. Listen, I'm not a baker. I'm actually quite terrible at it. Nailed these the first try. Bethany Frankel, who was a Real Housewife of New York, she posted about it recently. That's where I saw it, but she didn't create it. This has been around for years.
And you know, if somebody from New York is recommending anything bagel related, it's got to be legit.
How true is that?
And it is.
They were unreal.
Legit.
I ate 2 of them, and I was like, I am healthy.
This is a dream come true. You've always wanted to eat a bagel and have it be absolutely guilt-free.
When I buy bagels, disaster because I eat the sleeve in 2 days. If you want the recipe to my protein mine. Now I sound like Bethany Frankel stealing it from someone.
Just do what we talked about the other day on the show.
I did.
change one of the ingredients slightly, and then it is your recipe.
Ryder, I literally did. I changed it to 20 minutes in the oven. So it is my recipe. You can also find it on my Instagram story, the Lisa Evans.
All right, my recommendation is for a TikTok account. I believe he's on Instagram as well. He goes by Mr. Global. And he just does a really good job of breaking down specifically the energy industry and debunking lies. Right now, you're hearing a lot of talk from America about
a lot of opinions,
how they're getting the raw end of the deal when it comes to oil prices and buying from Canada, and how it's not fair, and that's why all these things need to be put in place. And he does a very good job of just debunking nonsense.
But here's the thing is when people speak on the internet, they speak as if it's a fact. They talk as if it is what it is when sometimes they're wrong.
Yeah, often.
Mm-hmm.
And you can add the president of the United States to that. The amount of numbers he was pumping out yesterday.
And he didn't have a teleprompter.
Yeah, he might have had
did
one.
He?
Yeah, I don't know. But still, it felt like he was just like, at one point I heard him say something about that Canada benefits in the hundreds of millions, and then in the same sentence he said hundreds of billions. And I don't know what number he was trying to say because he screwed one up. So, yeah, there's a bunch of false information.
What's this account again that debunks?
Mr. Global is his name. He's just a kind older gentleman who's an energy expert, been in the industry for a long time. And he just tells the truth. And he breaks down why these numbers make sense for this, why your gas prices might do this. I don't know. I've found him incredibly interesting lately.
There you go. That's another round of recommend something.
He's at Mr. Global TOO now, so he must have had his original account shut down because if people don't like what he's saying, they'll rat him out. I've seen that happen to some major accounts on TikTok quite a bit.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Thanks for being a part of the Ryder and Lisa community. If you liked hanging out with us, don't forget to subscribe and share the laughs with your friends.
Powered by Always Plumbing and Heating.